Well, I think that I'll have one of my contacts in Elador send me details about this artifact. Maybe I can do a bit of research on my own. And she looks at the three of you in the back and lets out just a tiny little jet of flame from her nostrils and just gives you this look of just like, all right. And then the expression on what, as much as an expression can change on the face of a dragon, just turns to a warm, just smile, like kind of just, this very much was a moment of like a parent scolding a child, but then, for a good reason, kind of telling them.
I'm glad she didn't get dad.
Yeah, right.
Just a virus.
Well, I kind of motion for kind of the guys to maybe step a little bit forward.
I don't know if I can. I need a new pair of pants. I need a new pair of pants.
New pair of pants. Yeah, now.
Sarantis, I guess in this situation with both the disease and this celestial occurrence being things that have happened, which would you say is more pressing? I mean, I know that you had mentioned you have your contact in Elador, but and obviously Ethan's tract has been an issue for quite some time. Do you feel perhaps one is better suited for the capabilities of a group such as us, or have an idea of where we might garner more information, perhaps in Elador?
Well, for right now, I don't see any immediate action that the four of you could take on either issue. The matter with the cult seems a bit more pressing, as the disease is not an immediate threat. As of right now, we have I'm slightly proud to say it, but a rather good hold on things. There's a small chance of an outbreak of this disease unless someone would specifically betray the trust of this large secret.
We swore ourselves to secrecy on Ben's behalf. He can attest to it.
And the whole time Ben has just been silent, watching. Just sometimes he closes his eyes or just puts his gaze down on the floor. He's trying to be as seen and heard as little as possible right now.
Is Ben a dragon?
Are you asking that to somebody in the room?
Yeah, I'm asking if I'm just speaking up as loud as I can to not be as intimidated. So I'm just blurting it out really, really loud at Sarantis.
About a dragon.
Is Ben a dragon?
She just startles you.
And her head kind of just tosses back in the similar sort of way that it did when she first greeted you, and just lets out this billowing laugh. No. Ben is just a very faithful and loyal ally that I've come to know over the years, and the man always shows me much more respect than I deserve. And she just kind of looks at him with this smile, and he looks up at her and smiles back, and she winks, and he just kind of puts his gaze back down and gets a stern look on his face again, like, yep, that's over, no emotion.
He's banging the dragon lady.
Hell yeah, dude.
Go, Bernard.
Dude, how inadequate size-wise does he have to feel? If he's banging a dragon
Just
lady.
having this conversation.
Really?
I don't know.
What?
I'm kind of like standing there, just kind of like.
No, me and Hangman were talking about that just between us.
These two are not making whoopee.
No, we had totally assumed that though.
Oh, they totally are.
I was gonna say, it sounds like there's assumptions being made.
Oh yeah, we don't have any of that intelligence, but we're thinking about it in our head. How would that work?
I kind of go
How
from
does a
staring
planet have
straight up.
sex with a woman?
I kind of go from staring straight up and almost craning my neck directly backwards. As best as I can, I turn around, and it's that Stewie moment where he's looking at Brian, just not saying anything,
We're
just
looking, we're looking at
guys.
each other. We're like,
Do you think like the dragon can turn into anything and then like have sex with Bernard?
God, I hope
I
so.
just pull my salad down a little bit more.
Does your salad get rosy red cheeks?
I just don't want to like be part of this conversation. Just clunk.
You brought it up.
It's true. It's
You
true.
just totally said it.
I didn't say it in game. I was just.
Yeah, I took it as
I wasn't
in-game.
holding the
I-
It's totally in game.
I took it
man.
as in-game.
Totally in game.
I'm in game all the time right now.
Yeah, as I say, 100% in game. Sarantis, is there a way for us to keep in touch with you? I mean, obviously, the occasional run-in with Shay is welcome, but if we are to
I can't wrap my mind around that.
head out, is there perhaps a way we can stay in touch? I mean, well, I suppose I could actually do sending.
Yeah.
Now that I've
And she turns towards Ben and just like she doesn't physically move her body, but like her whole neck and head moves over there. This is like with her size, she just and with like the capabilities of a serpentine dragon like creature, she doesn't have to really move her body to get most places in this room. She can just like arch that neck all over the place, and she just goes down like pretty close to Ben and just doesn't whisper, but says something kind of low to him, and he nods and walks off behind one of the bookshelves. I have a solution for that I think might tickle the fancy of you four, who seem to be quite fond of fancy materials. As she's saying this, Ben comes back around from behind the bookcase, and he's got a small, like, jewel case with a glass top on the
Like,
on the
I
top
kind
of
of
it.
like-
So
I
very
kinda-
something that you
I
see.
kind of
in,
go
like,
on like the little kid tippy toes. I'm just like, oh, what you got there?
do you need us to design some album
You got
art?
you got something
he's
there?
walking over to you guys with it, and inside, sitting on a red velvet interior, is a set of 4 bracelets that are silver, like a silvery steel kind of metallic, but they also have a slight like aquamarine tinge to them, and they're just very simple with like the design is just a simple band, and then on either end of it, which connects around the wrist, is just 2 little teardrop shaped nubs. And he opens up the display case, and Sarantis says, "These wristbands will allow the 4 of you to communicate over long distances, not only to myself, but to each other."
Take one out.
Pass it around.
Yeah, I was gonna
Bottles
say.
appear on the wall.
I'm assuming they've kind of like Ben went to the middle of all of us, like just I don't know.
Yeah, he's just standing like in front of the 4 of you guys with the case open. It's like one of the display cases that you'll say in like, yeah, and like the display case is something that you'd see in like Skyrim or Oblivion. Just really simple like that. And as each of you take out one of these wristbands, they're all the same size, but when you take it and go to put it on your wrist, it changes to the appropriate size to be able to loop around your wrist.
Ugh.
Construction's functional, I suppose.
Sadly, they will not work in the room of anti-magic that we've built up here, but once you leave this room, all you need do is simply touch 2 of your fingers from the other hand to the wristband, and you'll be able to communicate freely with anyone else wearing another wristband that has been attuned to the others.
We teleport shit.
That'd be sweet.
Big electrically
It's
colored
our
lights.
very own Justice League communicators.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, they're like Power Rangers, like, "What's up, Zordon?"
Thank you very much. This is a kind gift.
Most gracious.
Most excellent.
Most excellent.
Be excellent.
This time I'll give them to you for free.
Ah,
Wild stallions.
And, well, if there is no other immediate need of us, I suppose we can make our way.
I do have research to get back to, but it was nice to finally meet the four of you, truly.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
That's what I meant. Like really meeting you.
It was a very enlightening experience. And again, thank you.
I need not stress the importance of my existence remaining secret. Yes?
You have my word.
I'm no stranger to secrets.
Your will be done.
As earth as it is in heaven.
Give us this day. Our research.
Kind of look behind Knox at Hingman.
Singman's still just terrified.
Oh, dude, I was born terrified.
He's actually he's under my cloak still, just like
Hingman, just say yes.
The doctor didn't even have to slap him on the behind. He just came out and was already just...
The screaming didn't stop until he was
Chicken
3 years old.
coops! He, yeah,
Yes.
he says yes.
your secret's safe with Hangman.
I would not dare to fucking.
Well,
Mom,
So then I leave you to it. And she just turns around and goes back to the book, starts perusing the book again, and Ben motions to the four of you, like with the 2 fingers, come hither, sort of, and leads you back out of the room.
you're getting my ass.
Yeah.
Kind of give her one last bow and then walk out after Ben.
Samesies.
And I'm assuming we're all out and door closed, yada yada.
Yep. You're back in the small stairwell, like circular... God, why can't I think of the word? The stairwell that I described before. You know what I mean? The like circular going up the tower
Spiral
stone
staircase?
steps that led you up there.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that was enlightening.
Mm-hmm.
And then frightening.
Yeah. What was
Kingman,
that?
for some
Why were
reason, you can
guys-
still feel the dragon's eyes on the back of your head, even though there's a door between you.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna be feeling those eyes. Oof.
Were you guys like? What was going on?
What do you mean?
Why did you guys back up?
That was intimidating as fuck.
I thought she
Big
was
ass
gonna eat us.
dragon. Shut up. Fucking
She's-
nerd.
She's not gonna do that.
Still,
didn't
the
know that.
the immense size of that thing. That's some. I've never seen that.
Doesn't matter. Fear is irrational.
Th-
He's right.
That's probably true.
I've know a thing or two about injecting fear into people, and
But
Inject
you
she is a professional.
Are you some sort of rapist?
Oh my god!
What did you say?
It's canon.
Go with
It's
the-
canon.
A scarecrow reference.
I looked at
Keep going with
you.
Batman, but
But
injecting fear into
I looked at you injecting.
yeah.
God,
I just
Maybe he came to this continent to get away from his. Danlin is a non-extraditing.
duel. How dare you?
what'd you say, Wilson?
Danlin is a non-extradition land, so he moved over here so he could get away from his. They're trying to pin a rap on the man,
That is not true.
Trying to stop my
a
injection.
rape rap,
Not true in the least.
Well,
or is being silly.
you guys don't
I'm
have
Um,
that. Don't you guys don't have that sort of thing with me, do you? I mean, it's not. It's much to a lesser degree, but
The interesting thing about dragons is that just innately,
It's the intimidation factor.
It's this the enormous stature.
the funny thing about dragons and their intimidation is that just innately to every single dragon, they just choose when they want you to fear them. So she could have been standing in the corner facing away from you, not moved a muscle, and she could have just like with her mind, made you all be terrified of her.
Damn.
Yeah, that's one way to say hello. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. Well, I'll,
No, but with you, it's
okay.
a cakewalk.
Well, I mean, I haven't
To-
tried to do that before.
To a degree, it's.
I mean, you know, I see you as comrades, so I feel there's no need. But
I'm thinking right now of when I saw Heskar twiddle his legs off of the cliff, and I just look at him like, oh.
What was that? One more
I gotta
time.
give him like I see the kind of like the
wheels are turning?
the wheels, and I'm like, okay.
What? Okay,
All right,
what's
just so
happening? What did
we're
you say?
just okay. Never mind. I just wanted to.
What did you say, Tyler?
I was when he's talking about how we're slightly intimidated by him. I took kind of some thought of him twiddling his legs off of the side of the cliff and just kind of looked back at him. All right.
Like,
I wish I was there because I could see like you guys' faces and understand. There's some nuances that I'm missing here.
Yeah, there's a nuanced like slight like.
yeah. I was
Yeah.
gonna say that's
Yeah.
a YouTube video pickup. Right
Yeah,
there.
watch the video.
Yeah, watch the
Okey-dokey.
VOD later. All right. Well, I
You
guess.
guys could totally be like communicating by writing things down on pieces of paper and showing it to each other, and I wouldn't even know.
We've done that.
Well, yeah, Sean doesn't press the button.
Interesting. Well, yes, that too.
Right. Well, I guess
Well, I need those books.
those are two things off the table that again
Yeah.
the talking of is
Right.
kind of. So what now?
Well,
I
I
mean,
do want to do
should-
research on my own.
Should we return to Earthmount? It's been quite a while since we've been at the guild hall, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm looking at you. You had some people coming.
I did. My squire and my butler. They are probably there by now.
Well, I mean, we spent all of one day in our hall. Perhaps we could maybe build our facilities up. I don't know how much research do you think you could get done there?
Well, depending on if I can, take the tomes that they have here providing. Either I can do research on the way there, or just do it here quick.
What was it about
To help Saranthus.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose.
We need more knowledge on this.
We would, but I mean, it sounds like there's a very strict quarantine on where this research is done. I guess I guess in a sense, as long as you're not, communicating it in any
Right.
way, then
Secure the books when you're not using them, so no one else, no prying eyes.
how does this fit for you, Ben? And I kind of turn to him. Does this seem agreeable for us to be able to help you?
Well, Saranthus gave us that permission.
Right.
There are definitely some systems we have in place for that kind of research. I'll show you to the research room, and he leads you down the stairs and down the hallway, and then to a couple doors where the double doors open, and it's just a large room with like long dining tables. This probably was once a dining hall, but it's now been converted into just a mass like study group kind of room where there's many different people, all in very simple like monkish type robes, just like really simple garb, who are all studying different things. They're writing, they're reading things, they're doing like equations. There's just a fuckload of learning going on.
I like to see that.
And he takes you over to some open spots at one of the tables, and you guys have your seat, and he just kind of waves over somebody, and one of the people in the monk type clothing just is attending to you like the librarian did at Blackwell's Keep.
Well, thank you.
What can I get for you? Do you need something?
We would like to do our research on the place we're not supposed to talk about. I'm not sure if you're aware of what I am speaking of.
Do you mean Ethan's tract? Because there's a couple places that we're not supposed to talk about.
That's the one. And yes, I need everything about the thing that happened there.
You guys see the face on the steps right here?
I'll get you a couple of books that we have on the town, and maybe that'll have the information you're looking for. And he just scampers off for a few minutes and returns with a couple of books. One of the books is just like more of a history of like a genealogy of different families that lived in the town, when people died, when people were born, who married who, stuff like that. And the other book is like an agricultural like inventory and study of Ethan's tract, where it's a lot of like, the soil here would be really good for pumpkins, but November's here get a little bit too cold, so I don't think that's going to be the right climate. Just stuff like
Just a
that.
Yelp review?
Yelp review of the land.
It's perfect.
I don't like the soil. I start reading the first one. I don't read anything about... I read about the genealogy, I guess.
Are we taking that with?
Okay,
or
and
we just-
are you looking for anything specific in the book?
Yeah, if I can, I'd like to, since we knew a little bit about the man that lost his loved one, I kind of look at any information I can gather about people that were engaged to be married, or that were, if there's like a record of like a, I don't know if they had like a court system where it's all public record, where people that were engaged to be married, and just that whole group.
It does seem like a young couple's love that would drive.
Yeah, I mean, this man did whatever he could to bring back a loved one.
Are we assuming genders here?
Well, he said it was a man.
Oh,
Yeah.
I missed that part.
Oh,
The only thing that matches up is just before, like, you correlate a lot of the information in this book with some of the different pieces of information that you found in Ethan's tract. And the only thing that really kind of fits together is there was that letter that Hingman had found that mentioned this guy, the Kegman, that had come through. And apparently while he was there, they performed a wedding ceremony for him and the woman that he had with him. And then shortly after the entry of the, it's just in the bridal section, it's all the entries are just like the name of the groom, and then the wedding, how many people attended, where it was held, stuff like that. There's no name of any brides listed. It's like very patriarchal, like type of documenting here.
okay. Can I read the groom's name? Is that what I can do?
Yeah, it's the Kegman wedding.
Okay, just Kegman. That's the full name.
The Bard Halfling. He was son of a bitch. You were talking about wasn't there the Kegman?
This is a research hall. Come on now.
Guy, well, I kind of like drag everybody in a little bit closer. What was the name of the man that you said you had he was famous from Hingstonia? Kegman, right? This is too close to be a coincidence.
Very close.
Do you remember anything about him? You said he was a bard, but
He's a bard.
these sound like magics beyond a normal bard's capability. And I kind of squint my eyes looking at him, right? Like, as in, like, you can't do that.
So, what I know. I don't know.
I assume that's exactly.
I never heard that noise before in my life.
Well, okay.
All I know
Wait.
He's a legendary man
Okay.
who's known across Hingstonia for his extensive travels,
Right.
and just I've always admired him.
Kegman is like a mixture between Batman, Johnny Appleseed, and Marmaduke, where he's always having all these different adventures. There's countless adventures, and they're all badass, and everybody in Hingstonia really loves him.
Because it's always secondhand stories.
Yes.
Secondhand accounts.
Yep.
That's what it was.
Yep.
Nobody actually.
Well, no, because I mean, by
direct-
nature, even if it was coming right from him, it's his interpretation of what happened to him. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So I guess in this case, I mean, how do we know this is actually the Kegman? Like, I mean, by all accounts, it's. I mean, it could be somebody that borrowed the name. I guess I don't know.
That's true. It could be some other halfling that was
I mean, it seems
that
like
was privy to the legend, as most of us are from that area, who just a kind of like the old like our buddy fucking
Shay?
no fucking Rudd. Rudd took up. Remember, Rudd took up the
took up the mantle
of a legendary person to
right.
whatever. So it
More-
could be someone doing that too.
More of a
but
public facade of Flint Henwick, you know,
Right.
kind of that scenario.
it could be like that. But
I guess, pardon me for not asking, but where is Hingstonia?
Hingstonia.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like maybe do
Through the woods.
we go to
Is it on
Hingstonia to
another
get more
plane?
information on this Kegman, or
Hingstonia is. Take a look at the map, guys.
Okay, thank you, Wilson.
I don't know where I was going.
It's not on the map, but just for reference, Hingstonia would be like quite a fair way off of the mainland, southeast of like Shintak and Osiris. It's a island that is roughly the size of like that larger portion of the oblong island next, like right underneath where it says the tower. That like larger portion of that island is about the size of Hingstonia.
Okay.
All right.
so? Should we go to Hearthmount and then Shintak? Because it seems like anybody coming from Hingstonia.
I'm just excited we get to go to Hingstonia.
I mean, if we, I mean, it feels like the best place to find out more information about this Kegman. I mean,
Well, I'd sure as hell want to know.
do you think that there's knowledge to be garnered in Hingstonia from?
Is there knowledge to be garnered in Hingstonia?
Oh, okay.
I mean, you told us about chicken coops,
Yeah.
Knowledge other than chicken coops.
and
Like,
we
Very well
actually
could
don't
be.
know.
I mean, it's. I never told you guys this, but I mean, I'm not the most beloved person in Hingstonia. So I mean,
Like you.
I find that hard to believe.
Oh, so like left on bad terms, or are we talking more? Get arrested as soon as
No.
we get there, because I'm kind of
more so,
past
more
that.
so, more so, more so. The kind of the ne'er-do-well that never gets any respect type of situation. Kind of like the Jar Jar Binks.
Okay.
What is that?
Well, outside of my character.
Oh,
Um,
oh, I got that, but I,
yeah,
I want you
yeah.
to
But
I was explain
divulge
that.
more about this.
Jar
Jar
Jar Binks. Well, you see, this is a mythical dingus.
Dingus.
No, but I'm
The
a
great
greatly
Dingus.
underestimated person in my whereabouts. That's why I decided I was not happy with where I was
Are you?
in my hometown.
Is that why you wanted to act as Kegman?
And that's why I was inspired by the
Kegman?
tales of Caveman.
Okay. Well, I mean,
And that if this man from Hingstonia could go out and accomplish great things, why can't I?
Yeah,
I've got nothing. I've got nothing for me that's keeping me here, other than my love of the place itself.
Well,
Well,
I
I
think you need
mean-
to divulge more about Kegman, as much as you know.
As
about
much
him.
as I know.
Well, yeah. I mean, if
Well,
We haven't heard anything really about the tales of
it,
Kegman.
it
Share
it sounds
the
Cue the montage.
you see.
I just when I was younger, growing up, all I heard were stories of this great adventurer
Kegman.
of Kegman, passed down from bard to bard, and in
Tell him one of the stories.
my learning of barddom, I was taught many of these songs, so I was able to to study what this man would do and
And-
where he would go.
And in any of those stories,
Yes.
was there
Necromancy.
necromancy?
Was there necromancy? I mean, no.
No, I'm not talking about having intercourse with your neck or.
I mean, no, necromancy.
Closest thing is
I
that
mean,
he
stop.
kissed a sleeping princess to wake her up out of like a magic spell.
I don't
that
think anybody
nothing
got that. That
didn't
was
bring
good,
anybody back to
but
life.
damn.
You can tell him one of his stories if you want, Bracho.
Do you,
All right,
Wait,
then.
do you actually? Is this like a sensitive subject for you?
No. It's just outside of this. I'm gonna have to come up with it off the top of my dome here. So,